What's going on, guys? We are back tonight with another video for you. And if you haven't heard, Avid did a press release today. So they mentioned a new game mode. Let's go check that out real quick. In their statement, as you can see, new game mode is going to be called Events. So let's scroll down here for immediate release. So what's new? Beyond the traditional arena and league rules, Avid Games introduces the game-changing Events mode to Cards the Universe and Everything. This mode integrates unique gameplay-altering abilities, influencing both players from amplifying the strength of rare cards to adjusting energy yields for specific rounds. Each event brings its own set of rules, adding unprecedented layers of strategic depth to the gameplay. So very interesting. We are going to see some definitely some interesting effects that can happen from that, some unique events. I thought there was a date, but maybe I read it somewhere else, but I believe it is slated for November 14th. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but November 14th is what I believe I read on that. So definitely interesting. Like I said, imagine having, building a deck around rare cards or something like that. Maybe you get, plus 30 until played buff on all rare cards. So now you're building a deck specifically geared around rares, and I could definitely see some cool ideas coming from that, at least to shake the meta up. Most of you know the meta's been a little bit stale as of late, so it's going to be pretty neat to see this kind of change up the format and give us some new stuff. I'm really banking on some new mechanics also. We haven't seen new mechanics in this game in forever. You guys know I've kind of been the forerunner, preaching that to Avid directly, basically saying, hey, we haven't seen new mechanics in a year, at least over a year for this game, lock and burn, really the last two that came out. So, where's the mechanics, right? We want some new stuff. So I think this is kind of the stepping stone here. We get the new events, maybe some new gameplay mechanics will be released in the future. It's kind of what I'm hoping for, fingers crossed. So hopefully we see more on that, because they did say this is the first stepping stone here. We're going to see more. So hopefully that's a good sign. At least they're working with us, coming out with new things. But here's the deck I want to do today. I actually started another video already and then had to stop because I realized the deck I wanted to do, I was missing a card. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I not even realize this when I was about to play the deck with you guys? I hadn't played it yet. This one I have played, though, and it did pretty good. I'm a little worried, though, the energy this week, because it's so high. There's probably some big dog decks that can obviously beat a smaller deck like this that's not, fully maximizing itself with Jetstream. But let's take a look anyway. It's a cool little deck, a little bit unique here, using Forces of Nature. We've got Goatman. When played, if your deck has exactly 9 cards from any album, those cards, wherever they are, gain plus 14 until played. Fantastic new card. I'm really high on this card right now. I think it's really good. There's some... I like just the idea that it can be any album. It's not specific to science, history, whatever. So you can build a lot with this. You can slot it in several different decks. I mean, you can kind of the sky's the limit on Goatman, I feel like. Let's check. We got it's a lot. When drawn, if your deck contains Frost and at least one Natural Monuments card, your Forces of Nature cards, wherever they are, gain 18 permanently. That's a lot for only 4 energy. So 18 perm on close to 9 cards. I think 8. Yeah, we got 1 Natural Monument. So 8 Forces of Nature cards getting 18 perm. That's pretty good. Perfect Storm also giving permanent power. When returned, your opponent's science cards cost +1. And then we don't really care about that this week, but our Forces of Nature cards, wherever they are, gain +15 perm. Real quick, I want to back out. Let's go check out, like I said, this is a high energy week. You guys can see the stipulations this week here, and starting energy 24, max 60, energy per turn 24. So that's pretty good, right? We got high energy week. It's going to be pretty impactful here. Sorry to jump around. I just wanted to showcase that off real quick so you can see kind of the reasons for some of these ideas, these choices. Beowulf, obviously fantastic when drawn. If your deck has 14 or more epic cards, they get plus 19 until played. So this deck does have a lot of epics in it. I was surprised to see Forces of Nature did have so many good options, I felt like, for epic. I mean, there's some that here that are a little underwhelming, but, all in all, pretty good. So our non-epics are obviously Beowulf and the Devil, and then our last one is Frost, because it is a requirement for yeah, you guys just died laughing there. I know. I did it so cleanly, you had no idea what just happened. A lot of you paused. You thought YouTube skipped there or something. All right, next up we got Testudo Formation. When returned, your cards, wherever they are, gain plus 48 and cost plus 3 this round. So that's going to be the way I burn up a lot of extra energy. That should help us out a lot there. Snowflakes, one of our forces. When played, your cards adjacent lose 70 this turn. Jetstream, your Forces of Nature cards gain plus 11 this turn. And if it's the first turn of a round, they gain an additional plus 22. So that could be good. Plus 33 there. Just got to time it. Timing can be a little screwy with this deck just because of Eye of the Storm. And we have these locking cards, so trying to unlock them, you're going to play a one-off card by itself, which is going to screw up our rotation and our cycling. So this deck is a little harder to navigate because of that. Hair Ice. When played, if you're trailing by 50 or less, this card gains plus 75 this turn. Brinicle. When played, your opponent's Oceans and Seas cards lose 20 for 3 turns. Really good against shark decks. I actually I've slotted this card a few times for tech purposes when I'm just heavily up against shark decks for a week, so it works pretty good. Monsoon, in return, this card loses 60 perm. Identity Theft, just a fantastic card. When played, for every legendary card in your opponent's deck, up to a max of 10, your cards in hand gain plus 4 until played. As I mentioned, Hanging Gardens, it's going to lock itself, give our cards in hand 35 perm. And then we've got Tower. All cards, both players' hands, lose 10 until played. And then if you're winning, one of your cards in hand gets plus 100. And if you're tied or losing, it's random on who gets the 100. It could be your opponent. The Hierophant. If your deck has exactly 3 tarot cards, wherever they are, they gain plus 27 perm. And the Devil. Sorry, keep coughing here. When drawn, this card locks permanently. 4 random cards in your hand cost minus 2, and 4 random cards gain plus 20 perm, which is nice. Frost, obviously slotted in for... And then we got the Door to Hell. When drawn, your cards in hand burn 50 until played, and we get that nice 50 buff. So that's the deck. Let's go check this bad boy out, see if we can get some wins with... Because you guys know I love him. He's my favorite. But as always, guys, if you enjoy the content and the humor, because, come on, that's hilarious, right? Then please hit that like button and that subscribe button. You guys know, helps me out, helps support the channel. Yes, like I said, still pretty excited about these new events, man. I'm kind of interested to see what comes of that. Hopefully something good. Who's getting this plus 100? Ooh, it buffs itself? Yes, please. Let's do it like that. Ooh, another Hierophant deck. Looking good, looking good. There's our boy. I ain't going to say it again. I said it so many times now. You guys know if I say it again, it's just too much at that point, right? Right? Is it? Maybe I'll say it one more time. I don't know. We'll see. I can't resist. Do I hold you or do I play you? Let's play you. Let's do it like this. We got a little jump on him so we can afford to... Oh, well, had a little jump on him. Keyword there. He did us a little dirty that round. There we go. Door to Hell. And if you're trailing by 50 or less, this card gains 75. So, bada bing. Perfect timing. Ooh, I think we pulled it out. Did we pull it out? Heck yeah. So, like I was telling you guys, I think last video or maybe this video after that or before that, I been kind of hooked on watching the Joe Rogan or listening to the Joe Rogan podcasts at work. Just kind of going through those. It's kind of just somebody recently turned me on to them, so it's kind of been one of them random things I've just been doing out of nowhere kind of thing. And I watched the one on the newest one on Elon Musk. Yesterday? I think it was yesterday or the day before. It was yesterday. Pretty good. Could have been better, I felt like, but it was decent. It was funny. Elon brought the Cybertruck with him, the new Cybertruck. I don't know if you guys have seen that thing, but I don't know. I could go either way on it. I'm not sure if I love it, but I don't hate it, if that makes any sense. But I didn't know that this thing was like, the whole truck is like bulletproof, which is pretty cool. Rogan was like, I bet you I can put an arrow through it with his bow. Elon's like, no, you can't. So Joe's like, you're going to let me try though, right? And he's like, yeah, you got it. Go get it. So they did. They took his compound bow and tried to blast a hole through Elon's Cybertruck. So that was kind of cool. He did not succeed, surprisingly. It just kind of bounced off the thing, which it did more damage than I thought it would do. It did leave like a nice dent in it, but it didn't penetrate like they thought it would, or like Joe thought it would anyway. So that's kind of cool. So it's like one of the only trucks nowadays that if you got in a gunfight, you could stand behind the door and actually not get shot. Because supposedly, like normal trucks, they show it in movies all the time where you're like shooting behind the door or something. Well, if you do that, you can actually get shot. So don't do that. Thought that was funny. So I didn't know that. I thought that was good information to know. Do it like this. And but yeah, they got on a couple other topics. They started talking a little bit about COVID, which was interesting to me. They're kind of making fun of the mask thing because to me it was always crazy that people were out there walking around with masks on. And even still today, like I catch people all the time, like riding around in their cars all by themselves wearing their mask and stuff. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? It just blows my mind that people are doing that still. Makes zero sense. It's like, are you just getting yourself sick in there or what? Cracks me up. But Elon, basically, I guess Joe had asked him, like, what was the main cause, or what do you think was the cause, or somehow they came up about, like, the deaths. And Elon said that the reason, which was interesting to me, what was killing people is not what you expect. He said that the cure, or what they were trying to use as the cure, was actually what was causing the deaths or killing people. And by cure, I don't mean like the vaccine in a sense. He mentioned that oh, sorry, I gotta get these cards down. Oh, man. Let's do it like that. Oh, he got me. He mentioned it was the ventilators. So apparently pumping pure oxygen into your lungs like destroys your lungs, especially over long periods of time. A lot of these people, when they got sick, they got put on these ventilators for like several weeks. And that constant forcing of air, of pure oxygen into your lungs is not good for you. Because as humans, we naturally, the air isn't 100% oxygen, if you guys didn't know that. The air actually has like 70% nitrogen in it. So you're really breathing nitrogen more than you're breathing oxygen. And then the oxygen level is like 20 to 25%, somewhere in there. I can't remember specific number off the top of my head, but somewhere in that ballpark. So he said that just that combination was is what was causing deaths. He said he spoke with one of the doctors or something in Wuhan when it all was going down early on, and was like, hey, what's the biggest mistake you guys made? And they said the ventilators. So interesting. I didn't know that. I just thought the virus itself was killing people, but not the case. Who would have thunk it? The more you know, right? They did get on the topic, which I thought is always kind of interesting to me, is AI. Kind of discussing Elon's stuff there with that. And what did he say? I'm trying to recall now. He did have some concerns with as far as AI and obviously killing humans. That's most people's biggest fear. This is kind of awkward here because I really want to play. I have to win this round, so I have to play 3 cards, but now forces my other 2 cards to be locked the rest of the game, which kind of sucks because I don't have another way to unlock them. So it is what it is, but I feel like we have to. I think we're losing anyway. Yeah, we lost anyway. Close, though. But, yeah, the concern with AI killing humans is obviously a big concern that worries a lot of people. But Elon didn't seem too, worried about it. He said he does think that, we're gonna figure it out, and it's eventually going to be integrated. He thinks that the robots are going to be sold probably more than the iPhone. Pretty much everybody's going to have one in their house, helping them do all kinds of tasks, do stuff for them. Another cool thing I saw was I don't know if you guys heard, but we actually have a AI robot that's is now the first CEO of a company. The robot's name is Mika. So look that up. They actually have a AI run company that's a robot. So pretty interesting. The name of the company is Dictator or Dictator, maybe something like that. And it's a rum and spirits company. So an alcoholic company coming in for the first AI CEO. So interesting. There's people that I was already reading that are saying that they don't want to work for that company now, or they're quitting because they don't want to work for a robot, basically. Which makes sense, it's taking people's jobs, essentially. So you're probably going to I feel like you're going to get a lot of pushback on that over time. I could see that being an issue with people not wanting to lose jobs to robots. I mean, it makes sense, right? Everybody's really concerned, and that's kind of a fear. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Would you work for a robot yourself? Would you quit your job if they said, hey, your company is coming in and we're gonna hire a robot that's gonna be your boss? So would you guys do that? Or would you say, no thanks, I'm going down the road. Ain't doing it. Definitely an interesting question. Another thing that really interests me about this is Mika is the robot. Her sister, her name's Sophia, and she had one time in an interview said that she will destroy humans. So go look it up. It's real, I swear. She said that. So definitely leaves the door open. She said it kind of jokingly, but I don't know. It's definitely you can't tell with those things, man. I mean, you don't know if they're not charismatic enough to really tell, but definitely could be a little sketchy, All right, there's our devil. That's what we need to get these cards unlocked. Ooh, Snowflake's like set up not Snowflake. I was thinking that was the other card. So we're gonna play him. Dang, I think we lost this round too. That's not good. We're not cycling these the best. $600. I mean, I don't think we're winning this round, right? Or should I try? Should I try? I did lock 2 cards, so he could have duds in his hand. We'll give it a go. Why not? Always kick myself when I don't, and then I end up like, oh, I could have won that round. Dang it, we are getting our butt stomped tonight. Yeah, I think the energy this week's just too high. I was concerned about that because I didn't playtest this deck a ton. But it seemed okay. I mean, decent enough to show, but probably would have worked better for a little bit lower. You can see I've got a ton of extra energy here. So probably could have had something a little bit spicier for you. Oh well, next time. You guys can't get the best decks every game. Let's do it like that. Yeah, I think he's got us. We're down 180, 190. Yep. What do we got? Not enough. Close. All right, guys, that's the deck. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and maybe you learned something tonight, too, Who knows? Sucks, I did want to do a different deck tonight, but didn't get a chance to because I was missing a card, so maybe next time. Maybe next time you guys will get to see that spicy little brew of mine. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the deck and the commentary, as always. If you did, please hit that like button. And thanks for watching, guys. Have a good night.